This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of Monday, October 9th, 2023. I'm Alex Brown. The co-founders of Mellencamp Whiskey say the recently announced partnership with Hard Truth Distilling Company in Brown County is all about keeping with their Indiana roots. Levi Collison says having a local feel was crucial as the partners develop 4 collector's edition whiskeys that will roll out over the next year and a half.
Whenever we came together and were having the conversations about starting up a whiskey business, we wanted to look towards keeping it very local, working with local farmers and a local distillery. We approached multiple companies to work with, and we found Hard Truth here locally.
The first product, Harvest Sweet Mash Rye, is currently available. The next releases will be in spring and fall of 2024 and spring 2025, respectively. 2 education technology apps banked investments at the Mills Crossroads Pitch Competition. Pocket, a band and orchestra catalog and teaching platform, was awarded $10,000 in pre-seed funding. Integrate School, a curriculum and lesson building software, was the seed winner and received $20,000. Indianapolis Colts quarterback Anthony Richardson is expected to miss Sunday's game against the Jacksonville Jaguars because of a sprained AC joint in his right shoulder. Coach Shane Steichen said Monday that Gardner Minshew will make his second start of the season. From the #1 source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Whether it's a new hire or a noteworthy promotion, IIB's Big Wigs and New Gigs serves as a platform to promote your team. Our revamped offering includes being featured on both the newly redesigned newsletter and at InsideIndianaBusiness.com. Subscribers to the Business News subscription save $10 off every listing, plus you can save $100 by bundling your submission to IIB with the Indianapolis Business Journal or the Indiana Lawyer. More at InsideIndianaBusiness.com.
A lawsuit filed by Republican U.S. Senate candidate John Rust appears to be in a stalemate amid the search for a new judge, disagreements over filing timelines, and contention over a deposition.
The legal challenge was filed in Marion County Superior Court last month as part of Rust's effort to get his name on the May 2024 primary ballot. Rust maintains that a current Indiana law blocking him from the ballot is unconstitutional. His main challenger is U.S. Representative Jim Banks, who is the party's favored contender in the race for Indiana's seat, currently held by U.S. Senator Mike Braun. But because Rust doesn't qualify to run as a Republican based only on his primary voting history, he needs additional approval from Jackson County Republican Party Chair Amanda Lowry, who has so far indicated she will not approve Rust's candidacy because of his voting record. In the latest court documents filed by Rust, his attorney Michelle Harder said she has concerns with the Indiana Attorney General's office's insistence that her client be deposed. State attorneys indicated they wanted Rust's deposition before filing their response to his complaint and request for a preliminary injunction that would allow him to access the 2024 Republican ballot. The delay is also partly due to an earlier request from Rust that a special judge be assigned to the case. Rust said he is seeking a hearing on his preliminary injunction motion at the earliest opportunity. The current deadlines in place require state attorneys to respond to Rust's motion by October 17th. Rust has until October 24th to give his reply. Kate Sharon, Inside Indiana Business Radio.
The Indiana University Center on Representative Government says it will use a new 3-year, $5.7 million award from the U.S. Department of Defense to expand its civics education and public service careers programming. IU said it will work with several other schools to develop and pilot a new VR tool called Democracy Quest, which will serve to engage students to help them better understand how the government works, ultimately strengthening their civic skills and literacy. The app will intertwine Library of Congress materials with elements meant to boost creative thinking, research, inquiry, media literacy, and real-life skill building. The 16 Tech Innovation District near downtown Indianapolis is moving ahead with several new developments. CEO Emily Kruger said on Inside Indiana Business Television that the projects, including a major residential building, will help 16 Tech address the 2 key problems it was created for.
1, the lack of innovation-driven enterprises that were forming and scaling in Indianapolis, and 2, also a need to attract and retain talent. And so residential is part of what is a key ingredient in making a 24/7 environment, and that 24/7 environment is ultimately essential to fostering an overall innovation ecosystem.
Construction on the Vanguard residential building is underway. Plans for a 100,000 square foot laboratory building and a 40,000 square foot office building focusing on sports and health-related tenants were announced last month, but a timeline for construction is not yet known. Pacers Sports and Entertainment President Mel Raines is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, and entertainment and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.